What's happening, guys, and welcome to a very special episode 50. 50.
Yay.
50. Episode 50 of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. We have finally made it after 2.5 years of doing this. We finally got to episode 50.
When you started, did you think you'd ever get to 50?
I thought we would. A year and a half ago. You know, I was planning on doing it every week, and 50 would have taken just under a year. But yes, we're finally here, episode 50. As always, I am joined by Jeff and Kings. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man? Doing good.
Good. We have Jeff on the right in the black. We have Kings on the left in the white and the... Is that purple, or are we going to give it one of these female names like Peruvian Desert?
That is my big purple hammer.
Well.
Wow.
That's it, episode 50, guys. It's X-rated. Let's look at King's massive purple helmet. Yes. So this is episode 50, and we are in No Man's Sky. We are playing Abyss, and for you guys, we are going to build. We're going to just build a base. Be casual about this. Let's look at Darth Vader inspired Jeff here. Woohoo! That's right, Kings. Let's look at your massive purple helmet, please.
Oh yeah.
Don't get too erect right now.
I'm just standing proud.
Yes, standing proud and upright. Oh, look, mood lighting.
Yeah, nice. Come on.
Yes. And so yes, guys, we're just gonna play some No Man's Sky, do the podcast, and yeah, we'll go from there. We're gonna have a giveaway, guys. We're gonna have a special giveaway, so keep listening, and we'll get through to that. So yes, right then, guys, let's get to it. Unfortunately, I obviously haven't played that much of the Abyss. I haven't got any of the underwater building stuff, so I'm going to be following around these bitches, and we'll
just do what we're told.
Yeah, just do whatever you want, build and that. Just stay in my eyesight, please. And yeah, we'll just carry on with the podcast as usual. So, go on, then, build.
I'm off.
Are we building
Yes.
underwater, or are we?
That's it. When I just said stay close together, guys, you run off in separate directions, right? Cheers for that. Yeah.
It's hard.
I need to get a tether for you guys.
I can't remember where we put the little bit of underground base. There it is. Is that it there? I'm going to the underwater base.
My little sub is right next to it, so I'm not sure if you can see. I'm not sure if you can see the icon from my thing, but it's right next to it.
So right then, obviously we have
It's right here.
we have been we have been recording for 50 episodes. I think it was back in March 2017. No, was it 2016? Was it 2016 that the game came out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So 2016. The game came out. I think the first episode was in March. I just want to talk about what have your favourite memories been of, No Man's Sky. That's it. Keep me out of the graphics. No Man's Sky, the whole rigmarole, as it was. Playing the game, on all the lead up to the release of the game. What has been your favourite moment from that experience?
I think for me my favourite thing has been the next update. I think up to then it was clearly, well, we've spoken about it a lot before. It was good but unfinished, and I think that next makes it a proper full game, in my opinion. So yeah, that's been my favourite moment. However, the Abyss update, the underwater stuff, adds a whole new dimension to the game. So yeah, equally very excited for that, and looking forward to any new stuff that we get.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. Like, I mean, I've loved the game ever since launch. Anyways, like, I mean, I could go back and play Vanilla 1.0 if I wanted to, just because I just I just love it that much. But Next really like changed this. Like, it brought everything together, like all the other things, and I haven't played too much of the Abyss, but from what I've played so far, like, it's really good. I mean, I've always wanted something that was underwater, and they clearly took a lot of time, and they fixed a lot of things down here. So, and we finally got a sub, something I've been waiting for almost 2.5 years. So, I mean,
yeah, and jetpacks underwater as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Quick
I mean,
moving.
that's just that right there in itself is a huge thing. I mean, you could have not had the sub and still had the jetpack, and it would have made a huge difference. But I mean, having both is just great.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I think, like memory-wise, I think it's not even from in-game for me. It's when the first round of the ARG was happening.
Yeah, the ARGs have always been great.
Yeah, so like just that first lot. So was it for the Foundation update, or was it for a different update?
No, it wasn't for the Foundation. I don't think it was for. That's a good question. What was the update when it started?
What was after Foundation?
Pathfinder.
It might have been Pathfinder.
I can't remember.
I think it was Pathfinder. I think. Anyway, so like with the whole when they went to New York and followed that guy for what seemed like 30 minutes when he was walking through the streets.
Do they could have had those people like meet like a little bit closer to the building? Like they had those people meet so far away.
Yeah. It might have been just to put them off the scent of it being to do with that escape room or something.
Yeah, but that was like in like its own building, like inside of.
But then again,
so it wasn't like it's this.
Well, then again, though, if it was closer, I think we wouldn't have had as much fun like just following this guy around for half an hour. But it was still funny.
I mean, I'll never ever forget that weekend where I watched that freaking hamster wheel for
like
72 hours.
Oh, the whole hamster wheel thing, and what was the guy's name? Who would come in every so often to feed him?
Well, people called him Kylo Bob, but I mean, it was Bob, basically. Yeah, so
every so often he would come in and feed him, and he would just turn around to the camera, wouldn't he, and just, But no, I think those were probably my favourite memories from it. Is from that first playthrough of the ARG. There was just so much hype around it.
I'll never forget when I got to do that. My part of the ARG,
the drop.
The drop and stuff like that. Like that's something like I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
No, that's lovely to have been part of that. That's great.
So like that's something I'll always hold on to. So. Yeah,
and I don't know about in-game. I don't think I've had that wow moment yet in-game. But memory-wise, that is, I think that was the best time to be a fan of No Man's Sky, is when obviously we were just so used to what was already in game, plus the Foundation update, and then we were getting this whole new other experience going on.
I think my biggest wow moment in game was the first time I turned it on.
Possibly.
You know what I'm saying? Like because I got it. Like I went midnight launched to my local game store, picked it up, and got home at like 12:30 at night, and like I popped it in, and like, that initial.
Yeah, see that's the thing.
That startup, man. Like that was just incredible.
I think because we were myself and James, so the previous co-host, of the podcast, myself and James, we were live streaming the 30 minutes to launch because
yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was. I had got No Man's Sky digital, so obviously it was preloaded onto the game already, and I was just waiting for midnight for it to unlock. So I was on Twitch streaming the podcast with him because he'd come up from. Well, I can't remember where it is. In fact, it was near where Hello Games used to be based. He lived around that area. Yeah, he lived near Guildford. And he'd come up from Guildford up to where I live. So it was about a 4-hour train ride just to record the podcast. And we played No Man's Sky for like. So once the countdown, because I set up the stream, so the counter on the PlayStation. Well, when you pre-order a game on PlayStation, and it comes up on your home screen. It shows a countdown timer, and I had that on the stream, and we were all like sat there like just talking about obviously on the podcast and No Man's Sky and stuff, and then waiting for the count to come down. And then once it reached 0, I didn't have to press a button; it would just come up straight away to that white screen with a No Man's Sky across it. And then just streaming for like 3 hours after that. And then playing it for the next 3 or 4 days while James was here. So that was fun. That's a good memory.
And that was how long ago was it?
Well, that was obviously the release day. That was it August 2016?
Yeah, August 2016.
Yeah,
August.
Yeah, so August 2016, just over 2 years ago. So yeah, it's some fond memories, to be fair, and like I said, most of them are not even, for me anyway, most of them are not even in game. The memories, like I said, I just don't think I've had that one wow moment yet for me.
Right. Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, sorry guys for making anyone motion sick. I'm just flying around the base, watching you guys build it and shoot things and get attacked by the glowing jellyfish. Whoever was getting attacked by the glowing jellyfish.
That was me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to gather enough resources to build some more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kings, you weren't really a part of the external ARG experience.
I really did leave it alone.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of toxic behaviour around some of it, I think, as well.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know about that. All I know is that I was quite happy to just watch from the sidelines and, and experience the game quite nicely without getting too involved.
Like I said, the first round of the ARG was the best, just because there were so many different things that were going on. Like everyone could take part.
Because it was so new, or rather unexpected. You know what I mean? It was
not known. I think it was because there was a lot more that we could take part in ourselves. So like,
okay.
So like the streams, there were a lot more streams in the first part round. So we were like you said, watching the hamster, doing the trying to solve the clues when things would happen on streams and stuff, and having to build the code breaker thing.
Yeah.
And the mirror thing, we had to mirror the No Man's Sky, the Atlas, and stuff like that. Whereas in the round before Next came out, it was, I mean, when we were recording the podcast and we were going through all that week's ARG news, the Waking Titan news, and it was just half the time it was just so boring just to read through, because it was just like loads of numbers and it didn't really make sense unless you were there at the specific moment that it happened.
Right. Okay.
So, and there was I mean, even Jeff will agree with me here. There was like, we didn't really do much in that section of Waking Titan. we didn't really have any. There was some things that we could participate in, sure, but it was very much a if you knew what you were doing, that was the only way you were able to do it.
It
so
definitely catered to like a smaller audience.
Yeah.
You know, people that were like deeply into like the whole number figuring out, and I don't know. Like
it was definitely aimed like people who tend to play ARGs and not No Man's Sky.
it wasn't for the casual person. That's
No.
for sure.
And that's what I am.
Yes. Well, I think that's what I was. Well, at least that's what I think I became throughout Waking Titan, especially towards that last section. It was just so weird because the whole lead up to when what's her name died. Emily died right at the end, and then like all before that, it was like it was just numbers constantly, and then Emily died. It was like what? Where there was a story, sure, like it was trying to break out all the dreamers, but like it was kind of weird. It kind of like suddenly happened. We went from like the whole numbers and the clues straight into trying to save them, and then Emily just died. She sent like a message. She sent a few messages, I think, and then she died.
Was it that quick?
Yeah, it all happened in like the space of like, was it a day, Jeff? Like the whole bit when we started.
Like it was the day that the Dreamers, like that was like that whole thing. Like during that whole entire like podcast or whatever the hell they did on Twitch when all the Dreamers got together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like she died. That was the end result, basically. It was like she sacrificed herself. Or whatever.
Yeah, to get the Dreamer out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just.
I think everybody could have seen that one coming. Like she would kill herself or whatever. I mean, so.
But yeah, so we're base building now, guys. So what we've got, what we.
Ferrite, if anyone's got any.
What do you need? Pure ferrite or ferrite dust, or what do you need?
Pure ferrite.
I have ferrite dust and that's it, and then I've got 9 of it. So
I got some.
I've got 12 magnetized ferrite. So
where are you at, dude?
So you can have 24 if you want.
I'm coming back. I'm very close to you now.
So yeah, we're building this base, just so so we're not just like doing anything.
Oh, wait.
He's stalking you.
Oh,
in front of you.
Wow.
Me and Kings had this problem earlier when he was looking for his submarine.
Oh yeah, it was right above me.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it.
I was like, to your right, and he just swam straight past it.
It wasn't there, I tell you. It was a multiplayer glitch.
Sure, it wasn't.
See.
Do
this here. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second here.
So yeah, we're building his base.
I only need 5, and I can build a floor entry point. What's it called? A moon pool floor.
Ooh, for the submarine.
For the large square room.
Ah, yes. Well, they're usually for the submarines, aren't they? So the submarine will come up.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ever seen the classic film Deep Blue Sea, is it Deep Blue Sea?
I was thinking about the James Bond one, wasn't there, with the submarine inside it?
Hey, it's not giving
Deep Blue Sea.
It's not giving me the option to. It's not giving me the option to transfer to you.
Well, that's.
Is it because you're in the water?
Is it in your extended storage or your main?
I think
if it's in your extended, you've got to put it in your main exosuit storage.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called Deep Blue Sea, the one with the sharks.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah. Well, there's a moon pool in there. It's so you can swim up. It's also you swim up, and if it's big enough, it's to put.
What they call it. Oh, wow, that's loads. Thank you.
It's to put a submarine in there.
Look at this large square room. It's going in there. There we go. So in theory.
See, I don't think it's big enough. It's not big enough for your submarines.
And
Yay! I know in
wow, you were underneath.
in Subnautica,
Yeah, that's nice.
in Subnautica, there's a moon pool where you can put your submarine in, and you
Are we going to have
rise
to
up.
test it with the submarine?
I don't think it's big enough. I think it's
I'm
too.
going to test it anyway.
Oh, this will be good viewing. I'll position myself ready.
Oh, well, okay. I've got to go
Uh,
back to it.
Can you get the salvage materials like underwater, like the salvage modules, whatever, for the upgrades?
Are there any?
That's what I'm missing right now, so I can get some more pieces for underwater.
I got all of the underwater stuff. I got.
Oh, watch this driving. Watch this driving.
Just give it.
Ooh.
It doesn't want to do anything. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
There we go. Look at that.
look at that.
That's
Did you
awesome.
get it in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm parked on the side. Nice.
You're flying in the air.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a slight glitch. When I got out of it, I'm now out of the.
Well,
out of the
that's
building
because
with the water in it.
you're parked right up against the wall. That's why.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get mine in there too. Hold on.
Oh, this is
Anyway,
great.
I don't know how I'm going to get it out again.
Can you not get in it in reverse?
I don't know. I'll try it, but I'm going to wait for Jeff to come.
Where is he? Let's see how the American drives.
Yeah, what I was saying was, Jeff, that when Abyss,
Oh, God.
it just gave me all of.
There's no finesse whatsoever, Jeff.
Here we
That's
go.
the American way, dude.
Ram it in there.
God, you're poor women. Just ram it
I
in.
got it in there.
There we go. We could fit at least another 2 in here.
That just
Oh, yeah,
sounds wrong.
All 4 corners.
Yeah, absolutely.
Floating away.
Right, and now we're going out. Come on.
Yay! Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
It's like watching a couple of drunks come out the pub.
oh, no. There's a real horrible to and fro camera bug.
Oh dear.
The,
Is it moving you from the front to the back?
Yeah, it sort of jumps to and fro, to and fro.
Oh dear.
I tell you what, like I've had a time to like just check this thing out like outside the water. Like there's a lot of detail in this thing.
Hmm. Well, if I
Yeah,
come up to King's right now, it's King's who's outside, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I'm just floating around now, having a look.
Uh-oh.
What still really irritates me is the fact that there's no kind of movement for getting in and out of ships. It's just a teleporter.
Okay.
I'm
I don't
hoping.
know. I think that's quite. If it was a long, lovely animation, you'd get fed up a bit.
Well, not even if it was long. If it was just
Jumping.
jumped in, you know what I mean? If
Okay.
the front just opened or the side opened and you just jumped in.
Like
See, what
the sort of Grand Theft
Yeah.
jumping into a convertible car. You
Yeah.
jump over and in you are. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, this doesn't make sense because like doesn't like the hood of the ship open up like you're hopping in it, but like you're just teleporting it. So why is the hood of the ship popping open? Like the cockpit or
Yeah.
whatever, like the cockpit, like.
It's,
some ships,
but
like,
it's,
it pops
it's the
open.
same. Like, why if it doesn't open, why is there a window in the first place?
I mean, the guy's got a seat. He's physically sitting inside of it, right?
Physics just don't work in this place.
They do. They're just not quite the same as ours. I wanted to find one of those. What are they called? Alluring.
Oh yes, we found one earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, but it
It didn't do what we thought it was going to do.
no, didn't.
What is it?
Well, I'm pretty certain when you're out of your vessel and you're scanning around,
Am I going to have to get out now?
you see probably the yellow symbols with the one in it are the armored clans, and then there's 2 lines. The Roman numeral 2. It's
Going blank.
Forgotten what the name was, but it's a little circular thing you pick up off the floor that gives
Pebble.
No, it's almost like a man-made metal device. I think it gives you chloride lattice. But there's also a 3, and it says it's called something like an alluring plant or device or something.
Specimen.
Specimen? It could be. I can't see any on my scanner at the moment. But if you wanted, we could go and investigate, because my Nautilon has a scanner, so we can scan for drowned starships, crashed freighters, which we don't need to scan for because there's one just over there, sunken buildings, or submerged ruins. What would you like to find?
Whatevs. I'm following you guys.
Okay.
I think one of my missions has to be I have to find a crashed freighter or something like that.
Well, there's one right in front of us anyway, over here.
Yeah, only have to go this way for a crashed freighter.
He basically wants to kill you, Jeff. He wants to send you to one of these alluring specimens so you get eaten.
Is that like the plant that has like a bunch of bulbs on it? When you try to go grab it, it like turns into a huge fish.
Maybe.
Yes.
He tried to do this trick with me earlier when we were preparing for the recording.
Killed me quickly.
He was telling me all these things like, "Oh, go over to it. It's friendly."
Yeah, it's great. It's nice and deep down over here. This is cool.
But yeah, so guys, I think we're going to have a bit of a giveaway, and I can't decide yet. What do you guys think? Should we give away a copy of No Man's Sky, or do you think we should? Well, I will give away a copy of No Man's Sky, or should we give away a piece of merchandise?
I think
in classic French accent.
Merchandise.
Merchandise.
Was a hamster?
Yes. Oui.
Elderberries. Surely some merchandise is better, because a lot of the people that will watch this already have No Man's Sky.
This is true. This is true. Or they may have only have it on one device. Console. I don't want to say console because PCs aren't consoles.
Oh my god, don't. You're going to trigger PC players like...
This is also true. Okay, well, let's give away some merch then. So, what should we say? What should we say they've got to do? I'm flying my thing round as well as moving. Yes, I'm moving the camera around, guys, and my submarine is moving.
And trying to talk. No,
the submarine's moving as I'm moving the camera around.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one that's just spazzing out right in the middle of the water. Oh, that's a nice shot. Oh, very nice. Yes, so we're going to give some merchandise away, guys. I think I want to know what your guys' favourite memory from No Man's Sky is down in the comments. And then we'll pin whichever one we like the most. We'll pin it as a top comment, and then we'll get in touch and we'll give you some merchandise. I think that's a nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a nice thing to get going. So make sure tell us your favourite memory of No Man's Sky, whether in game or not in game, whether it's the ARG or whatnot. If it's our favourite, we'll pin you to the top of the video, top of the comments, and we'll get in touch and we'll send you, I don't know, we'll send you whichever piece of merchandise you want from the store, and obviously the link for the store is down in the description, so go check that out. I still see that Jeff hasn't bought a hoodie yet.
Oh my god, I'm waiting. I gotta get one. I gotta get a hoodie.
But yes, you guys go check out the merch. See if you do win. See obviously which one you like, and you'll know ahead of time. So yeah, let's move on then, because what are we on at the minute? We've only been recording for half an hour. That is so strange.
Alluring specimen.
Oh, is it my missus?
I've marked it. It's 25 seconds away, according to Mark.
I can see a blue square.
That's it.
That's it. I have no weapons on this, so if I die... Also, I'm running out of fuel slowly, so...
You're cameraman.
Yeah, I'm cameraman, but if I run out of fuel, I'm a dead man.
I'll go right out in the water and get that thing.
So, obviously, we're heading towards the end of 2018. We talked about what our favourite games were of this year, or going to be in Jeff's case, because, Fallout 76.
I still have a question about No Man's Sky for you guys. Like,
oh, okay, go on then.
What do you guys want to see in the future? I mean, what do you think what do you think they could possibly do? What do you think, what do you want them to do?
I want to see more updates like this, but for the other different environments and planets. So I think this is a great update.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to...
You mean more variety?
Yeah, so if they could just concentrate on, if they could just concentrate on radioactive planets, for example, and just do a whole revamp just to the radioactive planets, and then move on to the really hot planets, and etc. etc.
Right.
It'll be a nice way to obviously freshen up what's 2 years old, 2.5 years old.
Oh,
can I fly into it? Will it hurt it? Yeah, it would just be nice to see what.
Kill it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you get for killing it?
I don't know what reward we've got.
Oh, okay. Well, is it going to be inside this thing?
I guess so.
Is there something inside?
All I'm doing when I'm mining it is just saying pure ferrite.
Oh.
It was inside this bush right here.
Yeah.
I think. Whoa!
What's the matter?
I walked in front of his laser. Almost,
oh.
me.
Yeah, sorry. I did try to stop.
So yeah, that's what I want to see is just more of these kind of updates. But
I want. Sorry, carry on.
But for each kind of ecosystem. I mean, they kind of made this one. I mean, to us, we feel like they've been built. They've only made this one since Next came out, so it's only been 3 months, 4 months, but they've probably been working on it for a while.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be interesting to see what else they've been working on while they've been doing this and Next as well. So, but yeah, I like to see more of these kind of updates, and then added to other ecosystems. Jeffrey?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see ship customization, because they're letting you change the color of these exocraft. I want to see ship customization, and even possibly building your own ship through pieces.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. Because all these ships are supposedly pieced together through procedural generation anyways, so I don't see why they wouldn't allow us to piece together our own ships, I guess.
Yeah, from randomly generated parts that we get.
I would like to see them do where we could have multiple multi-tools. So we can choose whether you want one with high scanning or one that has high damage or stuff like that. I mean, I look with you. I hope they kind of do what they did here with the underwater. I hope they add to the biomes. And
yeah.
If they could, I would like to see planets that have multiple biomes.
Yeah.
It would just kind of add to it. I remember in the beginning they said they wanted it to be well, this is the ice planet or this is the water planet or whatever. But I think it would just add to the experience altogether to have multiple biomes on a planet.
Well, it makes it more realistic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only got 20% fuel left, so we'll have to go back to the base.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm behind you. Don't worry.
Oh well, I'll give you some fuel.
Okay.
It's a waste to use it until you run out.
Okay. Well, let's just head back towards the base anyway, in case I do run out, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. All right then. So what about you, Kings?
For me, I'd like to see some more story. I think that's is the part that I quite enjoy. I want to have, like, with the Abyss update, we got a little hint of story that was uncovered by going to various places. I'll not say any more in case people haven't discovered it for themselves yet, but that or any other story that you can get, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Sure, the systems are quite complex, and there's a lot of them now. So, it's reaching a point where if you make it any more complex,
it's going to put people off, I think.
Yeah, well, it certainly makes it a higher barrier to entry.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was talking to you earlier about this. Like, I feel the upgrade system, for me personally, is just too complex now. I just feel like I feel like there was nothing wrong with just the whole ranking system pre-Next, where it was just A, B. What was it? Was it A, B, C, and S and things?
Yes, C, B, and A.
Yeah, now you got that plus the whole smaller upgrades that you get for each thing as well.
Well, yeah, it's complicated, isn't it? Because you can learn a blueprint for something.
Yeah.
You can buy the actual module.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get all that. I can understand. Although, for my own part, I think I quite like it as it is.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
I think what it's mainly for me is because I was playing it solidly for like the month before release of Next again, and I just got so used to working that way. And because I did the opposite. I didn't play it very much before Next. I waited for Next, and so perhaps that was, well, for me it was the right. Yeah, it might have been easier for you to get into the whole new upgrade system. Yeah. Interesting. Have we got anything else No Man's Sky related before I try to move on again?
No, I don't think so. Just really, really happy, and it's been fun playing around here today. I wish I had more resources. I could have built something a bit bigger.
Well, we still got some other stuff to talk about, Kings. It's all right. Still got time. Jeff, anything else?
Dude, I was just gonna say, like, just in general, like, just it's been a pleasure, like, doing like the podcast with you guys, and
you soppy gates.
I've been listening to you guys for like the longest time. I went from being just an avid listener to your show to like being able to come on with you and stuff like that. So, like, just over this whole journey through No Man's Sky, like, it's been pretty cool. That's all.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you both on. And of course the previous hosts as well. Yeah, the previous hosts. Who, if I didn't find anyone to begin with, I would have even done the podcast to begin with. For you guys to end up here as well. So, I think Jeff met the previous host as well. On I think for like 2 episodes. I think you 3 of us were on together.
Yep.
So it's been a nice evolution, not just to the content that we've done, but obviously to the people we've had on here as well. So it's been good watching us grow. And
hopefully many more episodes to come too, man.
Agreed. What the hell is this spout thing of water up here?
It's not.
I know, I've been seeing that.
Are you in the square room? It's the crystals growing back in.
No, we're outside. It's above it's above your little chimney thing that you made. It's just like as if something's hit the water, or So No Man's Sky related stuff. We are done with for the time being. As I was saying earlier, before Jeff interrupted me. Thanks, Jeff.
Wow.
Very politely.
Yeah, but you know, what was I saying? Oh yes, so I think last episode we were talking about what our favourite games have been for 2018, or what games we're looking forward to in 2018 with Jeff and his Fallout 70 crap. 76.
That's not crap.
Uh,
I can't believe dude. This is a sci-fi podcast of some sort. Like this is can't get much more sci-fi than Fallout.
It's alternate history. I can't ever think of what Fallout is. It's like a mix of alt history, sci-fi, and post-apocalyptic. It's a weird combination because it was set in the future before the bombs dropped, but they were kind of living a 50s lifestyle. So it's kind of like
I've watched people like try to explain the whole story of Fallout and how like it's almost like a time rift, you know?
Yeah.
Like yes, they were living a future, but they only evolved on certain things to a certain point.
Yeah.
And that's why like a lot of stuff is like old-fashioned, but there's like hydrogen cars
Mm-hmm.
and all these other stuff, and like it's weird. Like someone had like, made a really good video.
It's like an alternate version of steampunk. So whereas like in steampunk, it's all like Victorian age and cogs and everything, but the technology is like really advanced. But it's kind of like 50s themed instead, and you know, like you said, they've got like nuclear powered cars and that kind of stuff. But I want to know. Go on.
I'm sure you haven't played. I know you haven't played the beta for Fallout.
No.
I'm not sure if King this is.
No,
I played the beta for Fallout 76, and it's pretty enjoyable.
Is it to what you expected it would be?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part. I mean, if you're a solo player, the content in it in certain parts is going to be probably pretty hard to do it on your own. You could totally see that they kind of focus it towards the multiplayer aspect, like playing with your friends. Like playing with your friends is like the best part.
Yeah.
You know, like going around the group of people, like going through it, just is a lot of fun. I was really skeptical. They were saying that the map was 4 times the size of the Fallout 4 map. I never believed it. I'm still not sure if it's 4 times, but it's definitely bigger than the Fallout 4 map, so that's good. I mean, but I have to play more of it to kind of get a better feel of like how I really truly feel about it. I mean, I only played about maybe collectively like 15 hours over all the betas or whatever. It has some really cool things about it, and then there's a lot of things that I don't really care for.
Right.
It's a game that's going to be evolving over time. So just like No Man's Sky, like how it first launched, and a year later it was completely different. 2 years later it was way different. I have a feeling that Fallout 76 is going to be that same exact type of game, where it's going to be what it is on launch, and then a year or two later it's going to be completely different, and its content's going to be different. And I was afraid that, you know, people are just going to give up on it. But I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens with it. You know, it's going to have a shaky launch, just because there's a lot of bugs with it still, and classic Bethesda with their freaking launch bugs, I guess, going to be there. I'm gonna play regardless. I'm a huge Fallout fan, regardless if it's single player. I've always wanted a multiplayer Fallout, so this is like, when I heard about this, like, I've been really excited for it.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. The one thing I am kind of upset about with the Fallout thing is, okay, so the people in the world, like us, like the players, the actual players, like, they're supposed to be the NPCs of some sort. Like, you can do trading and stuff like that, but no one, like, keeps their mic on. So I don't.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, so like it kind of defeats the purpose of having like they wanted people to communicate with each other in the world,
but they aren't doing it. Yeah,
but they aren't doing it, and like that's a major thing that I have a problem with. And the whole PvP system is really bad. Considering the fact that like if someone kills you, like you only drop your junk, like you don't drop anything
valuable.
Meaningful.
Okay.
You know, so I don't understand why they have it the way it is. Like both people have to almost agree to do it, which is, I mean, I could understand it if you were dropping valuable stuff, but you're just dropping junk, which is basically nothing. So I think that's a little bit strict. I'd like to see them come out with like dedicated PvP server and then a dedicated PvE server for people that don't want that type of interaction.
Right.
That's
just
likely to come, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is Bethesda, isn't it? At the end of the day,
it's like, as you say, it's going to evolve, so that quite possibly will appear.
Like I said, I don't think it's going to be at launch. I don't expect it to be. But a year from now, or even 6 months from now, I could see them doing it. Once they stabilize the game and make it run smooth, I think they're going to look into that, because there's enough people that just want that type of gameplay, and there's enough people that want like the role-playing thing. And I just don't think you could have those two type of people on the same map trying to... it looks like they're trying to please everybody, but they're not pleasing anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, slippery slope they're trying to walk on, and they're just not doing it. Like, I think they need dedicated PvE and PvP servers. And if that's the case, like, it would be a lot more enjoyable for people that want that type of play style. But the way it is right now, it's just like you're handicapping both sides, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what does happen there. I think the big games shouldn't go PvP that aren't already designed to be that way. So, like, obviously, like Call of Duty, where obviously they've got the whole multiplayer aspect, is a perfect way to go PvP. Whereas, like you said, Fallout, I just don't think, because Fallout is just pretty much designed just from its aesthetic to be a single player game. Going from that to this aspect, and then trying to compete with other games that are PvP, and where people have experienced PvP, so like Ark and things like that, it's just...
See, but that's the thing, though, man. Like it has the mechanics for it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do base building, and you could put defenses on your base.
Yeah.
I mean, there's you can upgrade your characters so you can sneak around. So you know how like cool that would be, like just to sneak around other players and try to kill them and stuff. Like, the mechanics are there. It's just that what they're afraid of is the whole griefing. Like,
it's target audiences, isn't it? If
I mean, so
with a game like that.
I mean, I could see how like a group of 4 players go around the map and just terrorize people. Like, I get that, okay? But I mean, the map is so big, you can be on the other side of the map and they'd never find you again, you know? Or it would take them a long time for them to get to you. I think a major problem they have with that is that all the players are actually, their icons are on the map.
Right.
If they took that away and added PvP in there, like, that would solve that griefing problem. Because if somebody was getting griefed, they could just teleport to the other side of the map, and you could never find that icon again, so they could just go away. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
The map is big enough where they could just be lost and never be found again if they wanted to. I mean, dude, the mechanics, trust me, the mechanics for PvP are there. And the mechanics for PvE are there. It's just that, like, they don't, it's like...
They might not want the notoriety as well of being a game where griefing is a thing.
Yeah, but you know what, dude, like, they're trying to make I understand, like, they're trying to make it so that this is the first vault that opens. Like, if you play Fallout 4, there's a group of raiders. Like, how cool would it, from a role-playing aspect, it would be if you and your bunch of friends, like, made the first Raider gang. You know what I'm saying? And like you guys were just going around like robbing people and killing people and like doing that type of thing. Like you could role play that style if you chose to. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Well, these things will pop up because, like they said, there will be private servers, won't there? So there will be heavy role-playing servers that get created privately.
Sure. I sure hope so because.
So, I mean, it's the same. It's the same with GTA, isn't it? There's private role-play GTA servers where
not on console, is it?
Not on console, no, but on PC. But there's like.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? There will be those servers obviously available to PC players. Because you get like the GTA people who play GTA Online on PC and they play as cops, and they literally go around as cops and pull other players over for doing crimes and things. So there's that aspect, but yeah.
I mean, I just see a load of potential in this game, and I just don't. Like I said, I think they're trying their hardest to please both sides.
Yeah, they're trying to appease everybody, aren't they?
Yeah, when they don't, it's like the game doesn't have an identity.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that.
That was always going to happen, I think, though, because of them being like you said, that some of the heavy backlash they've gotten is because it's not a predominantly single player game. And they're trying to obviously appease the people who are complaining about it being multiplayer by obviously, like you say, not letting them, like the whole PvP part just being a bit funky.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I mean, I just wish if they were gonna make a multiplayer game, they should have embraced it.
Yeah. And well, I mean, they kind of have, obviously, haven't they, with Thingy Online, Elder Scrolls Online, but.
Yeah, but that's not from Bethesda. That's from ZeniMax. I mean,
yeah, it's still owned by them. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not the. I mean, they had to get help from ZeniMax to even get this to even go. So
yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like I said, I want to see what happens in the future. I mean, I will play it regardless, just because I'm a huge Fallout fan.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know Wednesday, it comes out Wednesday, like I took that day off, so
oh, did you?
Cool. Yeah, so I'll be playing it pretty much all day until my kid gets I have to pick my kid up from daycare, but I'm excited for it regardless. Like I said, I played the beta. I played enough of it to get a kind of a good idea of what it's going to be, and I'm excited for it, and I know that I just have a feeling that just what it is right now, it will be different a year from now or whatever. So, and Bethesda said that they're in for the long haul for it, so they know that it's going to have a rough start, or whatever they think it's going to be. It's going to be different, 6 months, a year down the road. So
yeah,
I just hope they stay with it, So
okay, so
I need something to fill my time before Battlefield comes out.
Yes, well, that's not going to be for a couple of years, is it? Speaking of the future, then. What games are we looking forward to that are coming out next year? That have been confirmed to come out next year, anyway.
I don't even know.
Right, so let's go through. I've got a list up here. January. Well, that still hasn't been confirmed for next year, has it?
Oh, is it?
No, it's just. I think they just gave us a trailer, and that's it, I believe.
Can you not make your question then? What are you excited about that's going to come out at some point in the future?
No, because, things like Elder Scrolls 6 isn't going to be for another 4 years.
Oh. Well, okay, that's 2 games off my list then.
That's the only 2 games off your list. Let's just, if I just run through the games, there's not loads anyway, because, the further into 2019 you get,
sure,
the shorter the list, so... in fact, the only confirmed games go up to August, and even then, I believe May and June are missed out. So yes, January we have confirmed. We have got. Let's have a look. Nothing. Oh, two big games. 2 big games come out then. Resident Evil 2 remake.
Nah.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3. No, that's it all for January.
You know, I have a friend I work with, and he's totally into the whole Kingdom Hearts.
No.
He's had Kingdom Hearts 3 like pre-ordered like years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to come out years ago.
Yep.
And like he's at the point now where he doesn't believe it's going to come out, even if they say it's going to come out. You know, like it's not.
Well, according to this, it's January the 29th, so.
But it's
I'll
been
believe it when I see it.
isn't it?
Oh, more or less, yeah. February, we've got Anthem. Metro Exodus. That's the one from BioWare, the Destiny kind of game.
Right, yeah.
In the mech suits, though, instead. Metro Exodus, we've got as well. Let's have a look. Crackdown 3 as well, that's February.
That's another one. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well,
I'm excited. I mean,
Xbox had a event last night, in Mexico City. It was a Inside Xbox special. It was the return of, what was it called? XO. Was it Xbox XO or something? It's called the event. Anyway, it was like 2 hours long, and they had Crackdown 3 on there. And they announced multiplayer PvP mode and stuff, where it's like 2 teams of 4 agents go against each other in completely destructible environments, and things like that. So, yes.
There's a few Xbox games again I'm excited for, and Crackdown is one of them. So
yeah. And they also announced that Crackdown, if you have an Xbox One, by the way, guys, the first Crackdown is free to get on there right now on Xbox, and it's been updated too, obviously, with the Xbox One patches, so it looks nice and pretty. Shit. So yeah, get that for free on the Xbox One.
Right, yeah, thanks for telling me that. I'll be downloading that tonight.
There you go. And then I think my month comes up next March. Devil May Cry 5 comes out in March, which I'm not a fan of anyway. But then we've got the big one for me, and that's The Division 2.
Did you really enjoy The Division then, did you?
I love The Division. I've actually just rebought it.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Okay. This isn't enough.
Well, I bought it ages ago. I finished it, but this was before all the DLC came out.
Oh, okay.
And then I got rid of it because I needed the money at the time. And then I got it again, and it was £4, so four quid from CEX, and I loved it. I don't know. It's just one of those games where I can just replay it after like a year again. It's same with. Did you ever play the Mad Max game?
The one that was free on PlayStation
Yes,
Plus?
yes.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. I haven't got huge amount of my way into it, but it is on my. I want to go back to that.
Yes, that's another game where I can just not play it for a year, come back to it, and then I'll just start again and play through it again. I don't know why me, but some games I just do that all the time.
No, I enjoy that. I don't have enough time.
Yeah. Then we got April Days Gone.
Now that I'm interested in.
I think is that the pushback date, or is that the original date though? That's
no.
Well, I'm not sure about.
That's the
pushback date.
Official.
Right. Okay. The thing is, though, I do believe obviously the Last of Us comes out next year as well, and is that
too,
and is that going to be too much zombie survival for us?
You have too many zombies.
Yeah, but can you really? Once you played The Last of Us, can you really play another zombie survival game and think this is better?
Well, if you look at them, I think if you look at The Last of Us and then you look at what's been shown about Days Gone,
yeah,
they're quite different. I think that The Last of Us is more sort of the uncharted, pretty corridor, whereas Days Gone is trying to be more.
I can't look at Days Gone and not think Star Wars Force Unleashed though, because it's the same guy who's playing the same character. So they've used motion capture, haven't they? And it's the guy who plays the Force Unleashed, the main protagonist in that, is the same guy in this, I do believe, anyway.
I don't have that same association, so...
Let me just double check.
Doesn't bother me.
What is his bloody name?
Jeff, there's too many fish out there. Can you get rid of some?
I'm doing it right now.
The casting characters. Here we go.
Have you seen some of the fish on this planet? They look more like otters or something. Swimming. They've definitely got 4 legs and they're swimming in the water all the time.
I'm really impressed with the underwater of this game.
It is good, isn't it? It's a good name. Although, like almost every game, every computer game...
Yes, it is him.
Controlling underwater is somehow a lot harder than controlling a character on the land. It's that extra up and down floaty dimension makes things really hard.
Right, so the guy's name is Sam Witwer. And
I know that name from something.
He's been in a few things. He's been in films, TV stuff mainly. He was in... What I know him from TV, he was in... what's it called? Smallville. He had a fairly lengthy part in Smallville. Yeah, he was in 12 episodes. Let's have a look. He does a lot of voice acting works. He does the voice acting for Darth Maul in the Clone Wars TV show and stuff. Once Upon a Time, he was in that. But yeah, video games wise, so he's like the main character is Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games. Is Darth Maul in Disney Infinity 3.0. He's done a lot of Star Wars stuff, let's just say that. But yeah, he's also Deacon in Days Gone, so also likeness, there you go.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't not look at him and think Force Unleashed, because obviously they used his likeness for both games, which is really strange. And then, so yeah, that's it for April, and then we've got nothing at the minute for confirmed for months anyway, and then in August is the last one what's been confirmed for a date, which is Shenmue 3, finally. After...
Yeah, I guess that gets your interest.
Yeah, after...
Shenmue.
Everything. Yeah, Shenmue.
You know what, dude? I've heard you talk about this.
Yes.
Whole podcast.
Well, you missed out on my thoughts of the podcast in the last episode, Jeff. So if you were about last episode, you would have known. Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I was ready to go.
Sassy pants.
Sunday, somebody had to tell me that they weren't going to be able to go.
I think I told you, didn't I?
No, you told me, but I was ready to go on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I was rare and ready to go, and you were like, "Oh no, I can't do it Sunday." I was like, "Ah, fuck."
But yes, it's like I said. I kind of look at it through rose-tinted glasses, the original two, but I still love them just because of the nostalgia of them. But I think these games, the last one, the second one came out, I want to say it was 2001 or 2002, so it's been like 16, 17 years in just waiting for this one to come out. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's gone.
So disappointing.
It probably will be, yeah. I'm not even going to deny that fact, but I'll still... The only way I won't get it is if I see like the previews of it on the way up to the release, and it's just being slated by everyone. That's the only way I won't get it, I don't think.
Shamu.
Yes, big games confirmed for 2019 though, so these will be coming out this year, or at least been told to come out this year, next year, sorry, but just haven't been given an actual release date yet. Let's have a look through this. So we have, is anything actually new on this goddamn list?
I'm sure Final Fantasy VII is not on that list, so
it is actually. It is Final Fantasy VII, but for Switch and Xbox One, because it's it's obviously getting that remake that happened a few years ago on PC, but being brought.
It's not the new.
Yeah, but who cares?
I do.
God.
I care.
God.
I do. A lot of people. Oh my God! Yeah.
He cares for a game that's nearly 30 years old.
Sorry, I was going to say who cares, and I mean
Dude, that's like the best Final Fantasy they ever made.
It was so slow though. I tried replaying it. I got it on the the PS4, and I tried replaying it, and it's just such a slow playing game now. Going back to it, so
the only other Final Fantasy I want to see them redo is Final Fantasy Tactics, which I would blow my top to if they redid that game.
Oh, screw remaking it! Just get the I'm not condoning this. Get the emulator for the Game Boy Advance version and get the ROM.
Yeah, that's true.
And it works fine on PC, on laptop, whatever. What else have you got? We've got that Jump Force, which is the anime fighting game with all the like Dragon Ball Z characters and whatnot. Big games. Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out for Switch. Yeah. Psychonauts 2. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now this is with the game that got announced at E3. Was it this year or was it last year? It was kind of announced, but they're basically interviewing the developer in the audience at EA press conference. Do you remember this, Jeff?
I do vaguely remember this.
So this game's supposed to come out next year.
I think that was this year that they did that. So.
Yeah, so yeah, according to this, expected 2019. Whether or not we'll see it, probably not. So I reckon it'll be a 2020 game. So, Wolfenstein Youngblood as well, supposed to come out next year. That was the one with his twin daughters, isn't it? And then World War Z. I didn't know if they were making a game of that. And yeah, that's it really. That's what's been confirmed for next year. See, Cyberpunk isn't even on that list.
No, it's not, is it?
That's a downer.
Yeah, and that's from GameSpot, so it's a fairly legitimate source.
I'm calling it right now. The biggest disappointment of 2019 is going to be Anthem.
Do you think?
I'm still split on that. I really hope it's going to be the game that we wanted Destiny to be, but
it's not.
Yeah, I just don't think it will be. I think if we're talking about Cyberpunk, I think that's going to be a 2020 game. I think either that or it'll be end of 2019, and then with you saying Starfield, that's not going to be till at least end of 2020 at the earliest.
I'm still thinking that Starfield is going to be on next-gen consoles. So,
well, it sounds.
Announce their next PlayStation at E3 this year. I bet you it's going to be on sale end of this year or early next year. So. No,
it won't be on sale next year. Oh, what the hell? I've got audio playing. Thank you, GameSpot. No, they never announce a console the same year that they release it. I mean,
I don't know.
Xbox announced the Xbox One X, which is pretty much just an upgrade to the Xbox One, and that took a whole year to get released. In fact, it took longer than a year, wasn't it? It was announced at E3
Dude, that's Xbox
2016, and then it came out in November 2017. So, yeah, but it was the same with PlayStation. PlayStation they announced PS4 one year, and then they released it the following year in November again.
Let's see what happens.
You got to. They need the whole drum up of it, don't they? You know what I mean?
I mean, you can't not think that major AAA studios don't already have the specs for.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, but it's not down to. It's not down to the studios when the console comes out. It's down to the console makers, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true. Although they will presumably have been given an expectation.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of release.
Of course, yeah.
What I'm interested in is the PS4 Pro came out. Was it a year or more?
It was more. It was
One X.
Yeah, it was at least a year before the Xbox One X. So it was at least end of 2016, early 2017.
And what was the difference between the PS4 Basic and the first Xbox One? Sony a little bit ahead, weren't they?
Yeah, Sony was ahead on technology with the base consoles.
I meant about timings.
Timings.
The next consoles, who's going to be first?
I think
PlayStation. PlayStation.
Xbox came out, I think, before PS4 did. I think it came out came out in I want to say October.
I have a feeling they were quite close together because I can remember.
And I know PlayStation 4 came out in November.
I could just see them I could just see PlayStation coming out first because they came out with a Pro what, like
a year before,
yeah.
Well, they came out. It was a year before the Xbox One X.
Xbox just came out with the Xbox One X, so they're not gonna kill those sales.
Yeah.
Like on the X just to get out with a new console. Like PlayStation just has been set up now to where they're going to be at least a year ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, we're making on a new console, but then again, like you said, they've only just brought out this iteration of their upgraded consoles, haven't they? So like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And if you look back,
it's been out for almost a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah,
now.
but if you look back at the previous generations, how many versions of the 360 did they bring out? How many versions of the PS3 did they bring out?
Yeah, but that's different because they weren't upgraded versions. They were just smaller or slimmer.
Well, yeah,
like
true.
There was no hardware. There wasn't no hardware upgrade.
Yeah, but it was nearly a 10-year generation, wasn't it? It was like an 8-year generation of consoles. So we still got like if we go off that kind of time scale, the PS4 came out 4 years ago this year, 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago, wasn't it? It was 4 years ago this year.
I thought it was 5.
Was it even 5?
I looked the other day, but my memory is rubbish.
Let me double check. PS4.
We need the fact-checking squad.
We do. That's why I hang about my computer.
Yeah.
It was 5 years ago. It's 5 years ago this Thursday, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, this Thursday it was 5 years ago. So in theory, we've still got around another 3 years if you want to go off last generation's lifespan.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because if you think about it, if because they did say, like Bethesda said, like Starfield was going to be kind of like a crossover generation game. So it's going to be playable both on this generation and it will probably be playable on the next generation of games. So you would have thought that game would have come out either the year that the new console comes out or the year before the new console comes out. Which, if that's the case, 2020 would make sense. So,
I'm not desperate for another console. I'm
No.
just interested in what's going to happen and what the evolution is going to be, and whether Sony and Microsoft are going to be sensible about what they do.
well,
and make it an evolution of what we currently have. So
I don't think it is. I think the buzz. I mean, there's supposedly is it a Project Crimson or something that Microsoft are working on?
All right.
Which is supposedly a streaming box.
Okay.
So
that's not going to be their main.
Well, no.
Is it?
Well, this is supposed to be their next console, which is they're going to be releasing 2 versions of it. One version is going to be the big normal box that you get, like the Xbox, where you can put discs in it and you can actually own a physical copy of the game, or the smaller version, which will be able to stream the games directly to the console, but it won't. But it'll be a smaller.
Digital only, very cheap.
Yeah.
Got virtually no processing in it, and marries nicely with what I was thinking. I've been thinking for the last couple of years.
But actual technology-wise, like making the games look better and things, the theory is we're not going to get that in this next generation jump.
You're not going to get a generation jump if it doesn't include a bigger, better, faster processor and more RAM and a bigger, better, faster GPU. But for me, the important aspect is that it remains a more a hardware configuration which matches what we currently have, so that it's
not a downgrade.
Yeah, well, not all about downgrade. just about it obviously remains compatible with existing software, because I think that they finally realised that the worst thing about the console market is the fact that every generation was redesigned from scratch
midway through
configuration.
Yeah.
No, the new generation was totally incompatible with the old. So to
Yeah.
provide backwards compatibility, they had to jump through hoops. The PlayStation 3 original had a PlayStation 2 in it,
Yeah.
so it could provide backwards compatibility, which made it incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas if you design your hardware,
Well, that's the thing that both Xbox,
PC model.
yeah, both Xbox and PlayStation have had to do that mid-generation cycle, haven't they? Xbox,
yeah,
was it last year or year before? Yeah,
because all they've had to do is make the hardware component a bit better.
Yeah.
But the software remains the same. You know, the operating system remains the same, and that's what they need to do. They
Yeah.
just need to make the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One XL, just be,
So,
just be a bit better.
yeah,
You know? That's what they need to do, and then they keep people with you, because you keep the infrastructure, you keep the ecosystem, everything you've got will continue to work. It won't necessarily look better, but you'll be able to buy a new game which looks wonderful, and that's what they need to do.
but whether we get that or not is another thing.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and frankly, I am perfectly happy
Sticking with this.
with what I have at the moment. What I want, though, might be something which requires a not more graphical grunt, but more
Processing.
grunt, and probably because I want, you know, you look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and the magic that they've done of creating this world which feels real, and it looks like those NPCs have a real life and are going about their business. That takes a lot of
Processing power, yeah.
not graphical power, but processing power. And so, if you want to do that and you want to do it even bigger, you need more memory and more processor. At least that's the way I look at it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting. I won't not be watching, and I will dive in at some point. Obviously,
2019 it's definitely going to be an interesting year. I feel like at the minute it's like this year and last year we knew all these big games were coming, and like we didn't have to worry about the next consoles at all. But it feels like next year is a bit of a Pandora's box.
a holding pattern.
Yeah.
For the new consoles. Yeah.
Like even just games on its own, like we're still nowhere near where Xbox is for like first party games. Even PlayStation, it seems to have blown their load in the last 3 years with first party games. And then, like I said, if we just go off, like I say, the lifespan of the previous generation, say they got 3 years left. The only things that I can think of at the minute is the Last of Us 2, and then Days Gone is what we know about with PlayStation as first party games.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what's going to happen now? Are they kind of forcing themselves into like a next generation just so people don't get bored, kind of thing, or what? But you know, it's the future. We don't know what's really going to happen until it's been confirmed, do we? So, right then, guys.
I was gonna say I have to get going. My kids gotta get in a tubby and freaking in the tubby.
In the tubby. In the tubby. What the hell's a tubby? The bathtub?
Yeah.
Sorry. Baby talk. It's okay. Next week, guys, you can find out when I'm having a baby.
I was going to ask you that. What's up with that?
It's the 13th we find out. So in 2 days' time.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so your wife is pretty close then, right?
Well, yeah. She's having a C-section, so she's having to wait till the 13th to find out when she's having the C-section, and then once we find out, it'll be there. So yes.
And have you? Do you know the predicted sex? Or?
Yes, we're having another girl. This is our third girl.
The third girl.
Three out of four. 3 out of 4. So me and my little boy are outnumbered. 2 to 1.
Oh yeah.
2 to 1. So woo. But yes, so we will find out on the 13th, which means you guys will probably know next weekend when we record. Thank you very much. And then we'll be able to figure out what happens after that, because I'm probably going to be living off fumes for at least a month. So what might have to happen is these two take over and I just do the editing.
Okay. You know what happened last time?
Yes. Well, it's okay if I get to take the piss out of both of you with memes and the likes, then that's fine. But it's up to you guys whether you want to experience that. So
if you don't mind a 4-hour edit, then that's fine.
That's okay. I mean, the computer will probably only take 3 hours to do it this time. So, but yes, thank you guys for listening to us today. This has been our 50th episode of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. It started off with myself, James, and Jeff, other Jeff, 2.5 years ago, and it's now carrying on with myself, Jeff, new Jeff, and Kings. So yes, we've evolved along with No Man's Sky. We want to thank you guys for tuning in each week or once every 2 months, whenever we decide to put an episode up, and supporting us. Make sure you guys go check out the merchandise store on Teespring. The link is down in the description below. Don't forget, we are in a giveaway. Tell us your favourite memory from No Man's Sky, whether in-game or the ARG or whatnot, and whichever one we like the most, we'll pin you and we'll get in touch and you'll get some merchandise. Fantastic indeed. Jeff, you can't enter. And yes, guys, thank you so much for you two joining me as well, Kings and Jeff.
It's been fun as always.
Yes, indeed. Maybe we'll work more on this base, and then we'll show you again what happens next time. So yes, guys, from us to you, thank you for joining us on this special episode, and we'll see you again soon.